but I do like the 2018 Optic Hollow, and I feel that that is a really good gold standard for Josh Allen.
Extending, and able to find Stephon Diggs.
It's gold. It's gold, baby. Gold is hot. Gold is hot.
Anything where there's a winner or a loser. His Hurts going for the end zone. It's caught.
And I love the 2004 Topps design right here, man. This 2004 Topps Chrome, that same rookie year as Larry Fitz. I guarantee you someone would reach $130 on this Gabe Davis if he puts up another game in a primetime scenario. We talked about the first Thursday night game against the Rams. Gabe Davis goes off for anything like he did in the AFC Championship game. Are you kidding me? Of course, they're going to reach for this card.
Fires it into wide open. Remarkable. Touchdown, Buffalo.
Right now, his 2018 Optic Hollow is $125 raw compared to Josh Allen's at $500. That's a big difference there, Steve, considering that Lamar Jackson had the season that he did.
Pocket collapsing. He's going to dart. He's going to run inside the 5. Jackson in for the touchdown. Oh, kind of quick by Lamar Jackson.
I know that that's your boy, so I had to share it.
Heck yeah, man. The Mississippi mustache, dude. I'm going to be looking for him in like the 20th round of this draft.
Lucian with time, directing traffic. Now fires middle of the field. First down, Jacksonville.
Brady only has like 135 different rookie cards made for him, whereas Patrick Mahomes has close to 2,000.
He throws this ball from his shoestring around the guy. That's what
Look at Tua now climbing up in the past 7 days. His growth in buy it now, sold volume in graded cards on eBay is up 70%.
It's by the New England team. 2 on 1st and 10 going deep. And one out catch is made by Waddle.
And with Rookie Ticket Auto, there's fewer cards in this set for Joe Burrow.
And now he fires downfield to Jamar Chase. He's got it. Wow. Takes all the way.
It's a first down. We got 1:20 seconds left. Y'all boys gonna play Madden?
It's numbered out of 25. 25 out of 25. It's Gronk doing the Gronk spike. Signature moves. Look how sick that is.
Got it for the touchdown.
T-minus 1 minute.
More for the gyro.
Like the juice.
T-minus 50 seconds.
Now, at the point where we're at, it is a lot easier for new people to get up to speed really quick.
T-minus 40 seconds.
Let's go.
That's a W. That's E1. That's E1. That's a W. How many people want to eat a W tonight?
T-minus 30 seconds.
Tyreek Hill taking over our camera. I think there may be a penalty for excessive celebration, but you know what? I'm going to let that one slide.
T-minus 20 seconds.
That's what I'm talking about. Now you having some fun.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5,
Take a deep
4,
breath.
3,
This is it right
2,
here.
1, 0.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Football Card Quest. We're back. Simultaneous live streams back to back. Oh my God, Bush Leaguers, let's go. I Don't Speak is speaking did we go over the NFC South? Did I totally freaking skip the NFC South? Wow. I'm a knucklehead. Did I? Did I skip the NFC? I was supposed to be the NFC South. I did totally skip the NFC South. Oh, I was supposed to take the NFC South right after the Hall of Fame game. It's tough for me, man. I'm so biased when it comes to the NFC South with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I've planted my flag in the ground on Russell Gage. Only slightly more than 100 different rookie cards made, 2018 product. As much as it pains me to invest in him in a Falcons uniform, I am buying all the Russell Gage rookie cards I can on the low. I'm buying the dip, even though we signed Julio Jones to a one-year contract. Tom Brady recruited Russell Gage for a reason. He called him up, recruited him. Russell Gage thought it was a joke, but Russell Gage was a red zone weapon last year for Atlanta Falcons after, the whole mishap with Julio Jones and then letting Julio Jones go, and then Calvin Ridley getting, out for personal issues and then suspended due to the gambling, this and that. Russell Gage absolutely stepped up. He won against man coverage at a very high rate. It was like the 12th best amongst wide receivers last year in the league, winning against man coverage. So Russell Gage was brought in to fill that Antonio Brown role. Even when you had all our weapons healthy in the last 2 years, Antonio Brown was still seeing like 6 to 9 targets a game and in clutch situations where Brady was setting him up to make touchdowns. That's kind of the role. I'm not saying Russell Gage is as good as AB. No, but he definitely has his head on his shoulders, a lot more level-headed than AB, and he's going to fill a very similar role where he should see anywhere from 5, 6, 9 targets a game. I'm buying the dip on Russell Gage because I think he's going to be heavily used in our offense in the short and intermediate sectors of the field. I still think Chris Godwin's going to be out to like mid to late October till he's really able to get out there, go full speed, have over a 60% snap share. And I think Julio Jones is probably only going to have a 50 or 60% snap share. I think Russell Gage is going to have a pretty healthy snap share for sure. No, Tyler Johnson has been looking great in training camp. In fact, Tyler Johnson's going to stay on the roster. He's on a rookie contract. He was very good in college at Minnesota. And yeah, no, I say he's got, I guess what I was looking to say, Halo, is that he's got, he's got a head on his shoulders, but like he's got his head on straight, man. Antonio Brown definitely lost his marbles a little bit there down the stretch. Antonio Brown is a loose cannon. Russell Gage is not nearly as much of a loose cannon as Antonio Brown. That's what I was trying to say. Whatever, metaphor that you want to come up with for that. But I do like Tyler Johnson as well. And he's going to be relevant. He's going to, yeah, there you go. Thanks, James. I could just be literal. You don't have to worry about Russell Gage taking his jersey off and running around on the field. So there we go. I know. What kind of production am I running on? Totally amateur. All right. So can't find this top level analysis right here, man. Top level analysis. You want to know which players got their heads on? You come over to the Football Card Quest. You find out which players got heads on, which ones don't. All right. Now what I want to do is get into a puppy draft over here on Underdog. $5 entry. Let's check it out. All right, guys. If you're new to BestBall, real quick, Derek, let's give them the rundown. BestBall is a fantasy football format. It's basically like a paid mock draft. You do the initial draft, and then they optimize your lineup for you on a weekly basis throughout the season. So you have a chance to win money at the end of the season, but you don't have to make any of the weekly roster start-sit decisions. Absolutely no time required on a weekly basis. Boom, draft it and forget it, and hopefully win money at the end of the season. So you could look at this as a paid mock draft. Technically, it's called BestBall. I'm also affiliated with Underdog Fantasy, the leading best ball provider in the world. These guys are absolutely incredible. They put on these big tournaments. With promo code QUEST, you get 100% instant deposit bonus. And I will tell you guys, we are so close to 100 new signups. And with just 3 weeks left of the season, if I get to 100 using promo code QUEST, get 100% instant deposit bonus, play some best ball, sharpen your draft skills, maybe win some money at the end of the season, do a big tournament, maybe win a couple $100,000, maybe win $1 million doing a best ball mania because you get that 100% bonus right away. You can get some free entries into these. But once we get to 100 new signups, I'm speaking it into existence, guys, because we're only like 17 new signups away. We're like at 83 right now. We will be Underdog Fantasy is going to sponsor a hobby box break on this channel where I give away to a few lucky winners the entire product. So yeah, help us get there, please. Help us get there. We are very, very close, y'all. This one is already filling up. 20. I was waiting on Steve. Awesome Halos. You are a man. You are the man. How do we get in there? Bush Leaguers. If you're not signed up, sign up for underdogfantasy.com. I posted a link in the chat. I'll post it again. That's my direct link. Boom. Steve in the house. That's my direct link.
There we go. Hey, I thought you were sending me a new link, so I didn't hop back in here, but here I am.
Oh, yeah. Did you not see the new link? Well, you're here, so you got the new link. You good. I appreciate that, Mr. B. Yeah, man. So super easy. Underdogfantasy.com, promo code QUEST. Get your 100% instant deposit bonus. And Steve, are you getting in this too? Are you ready to go?
I'm ready, man. Tell me when to hit enter.
All right. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, enter the puppy 3. Let's go. If this one fills up too quick, let's see. 4 spots waiting, guys. There's 4 spots waiting for 4 people out there. Boom, boom. 2 spots waiting. 1 spot waiting. It's full. All right.
Evidently, Russell Gage has a head. So I think for investment purposes, that's a good direction to head in.
Yeah. Did you hear the beginning of the stream? I was trying to come up with an analogy of why Russell Gage is the new Antonio Brown, but with a head.
So having a head versus being a head case, it's distinct advantage for longevity, right?
Distinct. Yeah. Yeah.
We have a draft order. We got Derek at the 2 spot.
Yep. DBO 68, Derek right there.
I haven't done one of these in a couple weeks, so I'm curious because I had all the ADPs figured out before, but they're going to be all over the place now.
Yeah, training camp. I'm interested to see this. We got Rent Free, another Shield drafter there. It's got a lot of experience. I'm at the 1.7, so I'm at a very interesting position. We're going to be talking a lot of draft strategy. I'm going to be pretty open with you guys because I know Derek has done like 700 of these, and he doesn't really. I mean, every once in a while he snipes me, but he pretty much sticks to his game plan that he's got laid out, and we'll see what he does here at the number 2 spot. So what's nice, doing a mock draft for your home league on ESPN or even Sleeper, a lot of times you're mostly playing against computers where people are going on auto draft pretty quick because they just no skin in the game. This has got skin in the game. All right, so Derek goes Christian McCaffrey at number 2. You can see here, though, right at number 3, they pivoted, went Cooper Kupp, Justin Jefferson. Yeah, Bush Leaguers, this is a big tournament. Didn't look like you got into the specific one that we're in. All right, so let's see. Scalades, went Justin Jefferson. Now we're back on Jamar Chase. Like, wow, I feel like this is going very fast, but I am going to go Diggs here because I feel that best ball is a lot about upside, right? So, I mean, I love that pick of Justin Jefferson. He's got wide receiver 1 upside. Stephon Diggs has wide receiver 1 upside. Both those guys have an easy path to securing 1,500 receiving yards and well over 100 receptions. What happened to Steve? I'm looking at the draft board. I look over. Steve's gone. Well, yeah, I do have Spike Week, but I don't know that it's turned on. Oh, there it is. Sign into Spike Week. But I didn't update my Spike Week, Derek. So Bush Leaguers. Did I not go? Underdog says sign in successful. Okay. All right. So refresh. Hey, welcome back, Steve.
Hey, I don't know what's wrong with this thing, but we back. Let's
cool,
see.
Man. Sorry, I was messing with my my extension here. Oh man, yeah, I gotta. Is it quick to update it? So I'm over here on Spike Week. I don't know if it's quick to update. I could pull it over to the other screen here and mess with it while the draft board is up. So Bush Leaguers, back to what we were talking about. So yeah, it's easy to get into. Like, this is a big tournament. We were just entering at the same time, so we could all be in the same draft together. And we'll be in this draft. We'll be in this 12-man league throughout the first 14 weeks of the tournament, and then it'll consolidate down, then consolidate down again till you're in a big player pool of like 100 and something guys at the final week 17. So that's why there is some week 17, game stack, game theory correlation that people would definitely think about when they're drafting. We could talk about that in a little bit. I did want to. So Steve, I'm gonna let you. I'm up in a couple picks.
Yeah, I was just gonna say while you're deciding who you're gonna take, I'm noticing that at least the first round so far, I'm not seeing a lot of variance from like a couple weeks ago, but I have a feeling like the maybe 3rd through 5th, you'll start seeing it shake out a little bit.
What I'm noticing though is Najee has slid a little bit. I don't know if that's the foot injury, but even though it's like nothing major, he was back in practice today. But Derrick Henry is firmly in the first half of the second round, back half of the second round.
Yeah, and I kind of said that I didn't think they'd have to lean on him as hard this year, and I've actually seen a few reports saying that as well. So I do think that that's going to be the case. Not to say that he won't be productive, but they won't have to give him like 40 touches a game.
I go Saquon Barkley at the 2.6 because if Saquon Barkley is going to healthy for the full year, he's going to ball out. He's got a running back 1 upside, and if he's going to be healthy, I mean, he's still really young, man. He's entering like age 24 and a half season. I got to give him the benefit of the doubt here. And in fact, Saquon Barkley had previously slid all the way somewhere here in like the towards like a month or 2 ago, Steve. But now he's making one-handed catches in training camp. He's balling out. The offense has been revamped, and there's literally no depth chart competition behind him.
If that offense can be somewhat competent, I mean, a guy like him is going to feast. So also the secondary facet to that is him not being injured, of course, but he's got to stay healthy one of these seasons in theory, right?
Yeah. What'd you do? You went 2 wide receivers start out. All right. So you went Justin Jefferson, T. Higgins, who I had queued up as well. And see, Derek pivoted in this. He's going with a robust RB approach. So I guess he just couldn't turn down that value. So in this format, and Chubb through the first 6 weeks is going to absolutely smash. Dogs are getting excited about it even.
They're like, I can't believe Chubb won at the end of the second round. I mean, when you really think about it, it's a value.
All right, so I'm logged into Spike Week over here. Derek, and I'm trying to figure out while doing all this other stuff how to update my thing. But
let's see here. I'm going to try something different today, Andy. I know that this is maybe not the most popular decision, but I'm going to try something different.
All right, so Derek pivoted, went A.J. Brown, Kyle Pitts off the board. Scalabrine going with his third wide receiver in a row, taking a 0 RB approach. So this is what's called a 0 RB approach, guys, where he goes wide receiver 1, wide receiver 1B, T. Higgins, another wide receiver 1 with Matt Ryan, quarterback upgrade, Michael Pittman. A lot of us still think is a value in both cards and fantasy in round 3. That upside now heading into his third year. The dude has progressed so much in his second year. All right, now I'm on the clock having gone balanced wide receiver RB. I'm still kind of looking at best player on the board. So I love Mike Williams upside in round 3. But also very tempting here is Cortland Sutton. Also another very tempting pick for me is Travis Etienne. I go Travis Etienne here because I value the receiving profile, the explosivity, is that's a word, just how explosive Travis Etienne is. He led the NCAA in forced missed tackles in 2019.
Yeah, and
with Trevor Lawrence. Sorry,
and it's looking like out of camp they're saying that he's been the standout player. So you got to put at least a little bit of stock in that. You know, it's still like it's not even the preseason yet, but that's 2 days from now. Although it's looking like he won't play in the preseason, at least not the first week. You gotta say, I don't know. I think he's going to be the guy, the standout guy, not just for the preseason, but for the whole season on that team.
Yeah, I agree, man. I agree because that offensive line did not get a bunch of upgrades. They didn't invest a ton into the O-line like, they got some middle tier players, but they didn't invest a ton like the Bengals did, or the Panthers in the draft or the Giants in the draft. But so Travis Etienne, with how explosive he is in the open field, I think, and with the connection he's got with Trevor Lawrence, right? I mean, that was his college quarterback. So they're right back in the college days where he absolutely dominated at Clemson and put up really good numbers. And I mean, so we've got also like running back 1 upside in his range of outcomes. Now, James Robinson is made a name for himself after being an undrafted free agent, but he's not part of the new coaching regime. And he's also coming off of an Achilles tear, I think, right? So he's going to be limited to start at best. Like I know, like he's practicing in some limited capacity, and he's going to be ready earlier than expected. And a lot of these guys are ready earlier than expected. I attribute that to the modern sports medicine, sports science, But I still think that Travis Etienne is going to get at least 60% opportunities.
The Achilles tear is a very hard one to come back from fully. You can play with it after, 9 to 12 months. But as far as becoming explosive again, there is a longer curve, closer to 2 years. So that does put Robinson a little bit behind him.
So here I go with my guy, Allen Robinson, which, I'm not too worried about overlapping bye weeks, but I did overlap bye weeks here with A-Rob and Stephon Diggs. But I love Allen Robinson's upside with Matt Stafford. We've never seen this level of Allen Robinson with a quarterback as good as Stafford, and he's going to be, and what if something happened to Cooper Kupp? By golly, Allen Robinson is going to just be a monster, But even so, with as much as Matt Stafford throws the ball, you're looking at, a massive upside, taking over now multiple roles, main X receiver. So it's wide receiver 1A. I look at Allen Robinson like the T. Higgins to Jamar Chase, and in an offense that's high octane that can sustain multiple wide receivers, just like Brady, just like Burrow, just like Stafford, Russell Wilson. There's a lot of quarterbacks out there that we feel fully confident. Herbert, Dak, sustaining multiple wide receiver ones,
And he's going to be on a team that's probably going to win a lot, and he's going to be on a team that could go back to the Super Bowl. So those are the kind of guys you want that are gonna draw a lot of attention.
Now Derek goes Jerry Jeudy. So he went A.J. Brown, Jerry Jeudy. I love the value he just got on Kittle. I think he's probably got like 50% exposure to Kittle because Kittle's got tight end 1 upside, and he's going here in the 5th after Waller this late. A full half round after Waller in the 5th round. I don't see how Trey Lance doesn't lean on Kittle more. Kittle is a total leader in that offense, and you've got a rookie quarterback that is going to be under a lot of pressure. I just feel that with Kittle's yards after catch ability, it's incredible. So Kittle has been a tight end 1 before. He's also been the number 3 tight end. So he's had multiple top 3 tight end seasons. I love Kittle in the 5th round right there. That was a slick pick. Oh, Steve gets his guy, David Montgomery on the Bears.
Yeah, buddy. Yeah, he's actually my highest owned player in these underdog drafts.
Man, so Bateman's out there. I like that. Probably go Bateman here. Or I could pivot and go no, I'll go ahead and get Bateman because I want that wide receiver 1 upside. So if I can get a wide receiver 1, even on a run-heavy team, but the thing is, Bateman's a wide receiver 1, man. He's going to see over 100 targets, over 1,000 receiving yards, and I'm getting him in the 5th round. That's what I call value. That's great value and great upside. It's hard to beat that. Where people are already taking, like Dark Mooney's a wide receiver 1, but he's in a bad situation. The Bears. Would you agree, Steve?
Yeah, he's by far the number 1 receiver on that team, but in no way, shape, or form is it a prolific offense. The sheer number of passing touchdowns that will occur this year is capped at a low level. But he'll probably see the vast majority of them next to maybe Komet. But he's got the big playability. Mooney's got the big playability.
I'm surprised to see Bush Leaguers doesn't like the underdog interface. They literally have one of the best drafting interfaces I've ever seen.
Honestly, when I first started, it took me a while for it to grow on me because I was used to the few sites that I was using already. So now it's like a piece of cake, right? Because I've used it with you guys so many times. But if you haven't been on here too often, I could see how it takes a little bit of adjusting.
Yeah, I get that. TC Lauren is taking his sweet time here. Okay.
Michael Thomas pick. Okay.
Michael Thomas in the 6th. See, that's an ADP riser right there now that he's in training camp and actually playing.
Are you sold, though, Andy? Are you sold on Michael Thomas?
I think he's going to be relevant, but have you seen Jarvis Landry? I think Jarvis Landry's still going to beat him in targets. Jarvis Landry's a man. I think Jarvis Landry is more juiced up than Michael Thomas, and they play a similar role. But I do think ultimately Jameis Winston has got all the weapons he could want with Jarvis, with Michael Thomas, with Chris Olave, who looks really good. Now the whole thing, Carter was like, yeah, but he's in the he's cursed because he's in the number 12 jersey, which is the Marcus Colston jersey, and every receiver they've drafted with the number 12 jersey hasn't panned out. So, all right, so I got a option here at this point. I think at this point, with me already having 2 running backs, 3 wide receivers, I'm going to go ahead and snipe one of these, or I could get my man Gage He probably won't make it back. But I'm taking Jalen Hurts here.
Nice.
Yeah, I can. And you know what? I don't even have him stacked with anybody, but it's okay because I just play him naked, man. Play Jalen Hurts naked. And you guys get all that rushing production. And you also, that's it, man. The rushing production, the rushing floor. We're talking almost 1,000 rushing yards.
Oh, man. Options here.
Can I confirm Trey Lance? Trey Lance does have a head. He does have a head on his shoulders. I confirm that. But I think it's a baby head. Trey Lance has got a baby head. So he's in the opposite of Ryan Reynolds in Deadpool 2. You know, when he's sitting on the couch and he's got the baby legs. This Trey Lance has got big person legs and big person arms, but he's got a baby head.
There's definitely
you can't say that Derek does not have exposure to Trey Lance, that he is not a fan of Trey Lance. He just drafted Trey Lance in the 6th round. He probably did that to make a point. Also stack him with George Kittle.
Well, rushing upside, right? For a quarterback, that's a pretty big deal.
Don't you even dare snipe me. I'm talking to you, Dane Hill 917. Derek's not going to snipe me. I'm not worried about it. EJ Crane, this guy Scaladesi, this character here, Scaladesi, may snipe me. Oh, look at Derek. I think Derek was trying to snipe me. He drafted Devontae Smith. Let's see if Scaladesi's going to snipe me. I'm trying to stack Jalen Hurts. Hunter Renfrow. Good pick there. No snipe. Loaded him up with A.J. Brown. I know. I kind of sniped you in a sense because if I didn't draft Jalen Hurts and he slid, you would have drafted him. So I get that. I believe you.
Notice that I think Kyler just having the COVID-19.
He did?
Positive test. He went a little later than normal.
Oh, man. Look at Russell Gage. Slippity slipping. Also got Kirk out there still. What do we got for running backs, though? Ooh, my man Gibby. Gibby is slipping in every draft. Such a good value, man. I mean, you know what we'll talk about it in a second. Because I realized from the beginning of the show, this was unrelated to Antonio Gibson, but I realized in the beginning of the show, thanks to I Can't Speak, this guy out there, I Can't Speak, totally forgot to cover the NFC South in the previous live stream.
Your own squad.
Yeah. Which I planted my flag in the ground at the beginning of this live stream, Steve, while we were waiting for you on Russell Gage. So we're good now, man. Rent free going.
I still like it. Yeah, I still like it, even with the Julio edition. I mean, there's absolutely a lot of mouths to feed there, but if you were on any team with a hungry mouth to be fed, that's the team I would want to be on.
So I'm just looking at some of these rosters. It's pretty interesting. I think Treylon Burks has definitely been a riser. He's looked great in camp. Obviously, Michael Thomas is now going way up here, which is incredible. We're getting into that wide receiver, the tiers like Christian Kirk, still like a wide receiver 1A, 1B, just in a questionable situation. A lot of offensive upgrades, a lot of offensive newness, but he does have a head on his shoulders, so that's good. So, but that's kind of range we're in. Rookies, rookies. In terms of RBs, though, this is why we talk about prioritizing running backs in drafts like this versus this range right here. Look at this range from rounds 4 to 6. Not a lot of very good appetizing running back selections. I think Ezekiel Elliott is a solid value there. Otherwise, you went David Montgomery in round 5. I just think that a Bears offensive line is so bad. I'm just concerned about Montgomery. I know he's going to get his usage and everything, but I think he's got a good floor. But in terms of his ceiling, I don't think his ceiling is anything near what even A.J. Dillon's ceiling could potentially be with an Aaron Jones injury, of course. But A.J. Dillon's still going to get probably close to 200 carries this season, I would imagine. He got almost there last year in a timeshare with Aaron Jones.
Yeah, I think that the one thing that's going to help the Bears running game this year is just the defense's ability to keep them in games. It won't be the offense doing a whole lot, but early signs of the defense in camp are looking pretty good.
Dadgummit, I really wanted.
If you didn't take him there, he was going somewhere.
I know. I really wanted Dallas Goedert, but I couldn't let Gage slip anymore. I'd already got him at value at pick 90. And going in the 8th round there, look how far he slid. Now behind Godwin, I still think Gage is going to provide me with some really nice spike weeks. So spike weeks are fantastic for best ball. He may be a better in best ball candidate. And honestly, Antonio Brown was kind of like that for a lot of weeks too. But he still had a decent floor. You were still getting a floor of like at least 10 to 12 fantasy points when you were, getting like 5 to 6 targets from Brady. And like 2 of those were red zone looks,
We got a run happening.
Because Brady was... Honestly, he's one of the best, if not the best, quarterbacks picking apart man coverage. And Russell Gage beat man coverage at the 12th best rate last year on the Falcons.
I think.
You sniped Derek. He wanted Miles Sanders there, which is a great value, honestly.
I think a lot of people are going to learn how good Russell Gage really is this year.
Yeah, Brady will bring it out. That's for sure. I'm excited.
And I think this is a lesson for, a lot of people that just look at stats. I mean, a lot can be said about a good player on a bad team. And you put a good player on a good team, or at least a better team or a better situation, you could say, and good things tend to happen.
Now we're in the running back by committee range. Rashad Penny, timeshare with Ken Walker, bad situation. Miles Sanders, timeshare with Kenneth Gainwell, but he's still RB1, but it's also he's in a timeshare with Jalen Hurts, but great O-line, so I think Miles Sanders is still a fantastic value. Clyde Edwards-Helaire, really hard for me to press the button on him, but he is still the RB1. It looks like Clyde Edwards-Helaire, RB1 for the Chiefs, followed by McKinnon, followed by a mixture of Ronald Jones and Pacheco, who's a rookie they drafted. And, they spent a first-round pick on Clyde Edwards-Helaire, so even if he is, the guy is so injury-prone. He's trending. He is like, this is a big year for him because he's like borderline a bust. All right, I'm back up. Scaldesi went Singletary. Derek went Boyd. Love those values on those picks. Oh, boom. Thank you, guys. You made my decision easy here at a pick 103, getting Dallas Goedert at value to stack with Jalen Hurts. That goes my first tight end. That's why I liked waiting on tight end. If you're not going, I think you draw the line at Kittle, right? After Kittle, there's a big drop-off because there may be a top 5 tight end season in Schultz's range of outcomes, but if you look at the targets he was actually getting, they were a lot of dump-offs, a lot of tight end screens and stuff. And those plays just may not convert into touchdowns this year. So we could see regression from Schultz's numbers. He could have just had one of those Gary Barnage or Robert Tonyan type seasons, and so we could see regression from Schultz. Absolutely. Hawkinson, I do like. Hawkinson, I think, is a good value. But look how late you can wait on a Hawkinson or a Goddard, round 7, round 9.
Yeah, because you're betting on the you're betting on the chance that they return to form, basically, because they can have those top 5 tight end production, but they didn't have it last year. So you're kind of betting on it happening when you take these guys. We got another tight end, Dawson Knox, off the board.
Yeah, Irv Smith, fractured his thumb or something like that. He'll be fine. Let me refresh the draft board here. Where are we at? Up at Hall Max, so I'm up in a few picks. Yeah, Knox. See, Knox is an interesting value. He could also be a touchdown regression candidate from last year, but he's very touchdown dependent, right? You have incredible weapons in Diggs, Gabe Davis. Everybody loves him. Some Gabe Davis, Isaiah McKenzie out of the slot, Dawson Knox, tight end. So we know they pass the ball a lot, but maybe the touchdowns just don't fall his way, and then you don't get the points. You don't get the points you need, and so why wait when you can get a guy like, look at the Ertz. Zach Ertz is still out there. Pat Freiermuth is still out there. Cole Kmet. I love the profile for Cole Kmet this year. He's going to be like a wide receiver 2 in that offense, man. And with how fast Fields needs to get the ball out, probably. I'm loving the ADP on Kmet. Oh, man. See, this is when it's like
up on you there.
Yeah, it picked up, but I'm like, my pick is so easy because Melvin Gordon is I'm getting him at a couple picks value, but the difference of him when he last 2 seasons, he's had almost 1,000-yard seasons. And look at, he's still like, he's going to be in a 50-50 timeshare virtually with Javonte Williams. And we know Russ Wilson's going to help out that run game, but where did Javonte go? The end of the second? And then Melvin Gordon is going in the 10th just because Javonte is 6 or 7 years younger. I mean, I'm going to draft Melvin Gordon all day in the 10th. I'm sorry. But that is incredible upside for a guy in a with a roughly 50% snap share this upcoming season, and with some nice touchdown upside.
Well,
Scaladesi's on the clock here. Let's see what he does. My man Rashad White just went off the board. See, look how late you can get Cousins, Brady, and single quarterback formats, 9, 10. I'm not even considering. I do know that there's some teams who, like, Tampa's playing Carolina in week 17. Denver is playing Kansas City in week 17. The Rams are playing they've got a big matchup. I can't remember who it was. There's a few. There's so there's like some juicy matchups that you remember that are like clear slate breakers with 50+ point total games. Steve is hitting those running backs lately. So you went wide receiver, and then Zeke, Montgomery. Then you got your guy Burrow to stack with Higgins, which I love that in the 6th, and then Renfro in the 7th. Then you come back now running back, which I love the value on Miles Sanders. You snipe Derek. Then you went Singletary in the 9th, which is another great touchdown upside running back. Dameon Pierce in the 10th. It's interesting to see how people just kind of, well, okay, in this draft, James Cook slid past Singletary. So I like to see that because for a while there, Cook was going, I think, ahead of Singletary. Pierce on Houston. That's an RB1 you just got in the 10th round. Probably split timeshare with Marlon Mack. But He's a rookie. He's juiced
You know,
up. He's a rocked
honestly,
up.
I was going to try to change up my strategy a bit, and I was actually going Cousins next, and someone picked him right before me. And great pick. I mean, to get him that late, I'm really high on that guy.
Another guy who's like arguably one of the best, if not the best handcuffs in the league, Alexander Madison, going in the 10th round. Our guy Derek out there getting Alexander Madison in the 10th round. Okay. Definitely going wide receiver here. Some nice upside. What's my bye week on Jamison Williams? I do like Jacoby Myers here as well. I like Jarvis Landry, but I think the Lions are going to throw the ball a lot. Jamison Williams, another rocked up rookie who's incredibly fast. Probably sniped Derek there, but I don't think he's coming back to you anyways. What pick are we at? I kind of sniped him. Kind of reached for him there, Derek.
It's he got a little gave me a hard time for taking Sanders, but I'll be honest, I pulled a you, Andy, and I had my first auto pick in quite a while because I couldn't decide on who to take, but it ended up being a guy I wanted anyway, so I'll deal with it.
Palmer? Or are you talking about back with Miles Sanders?
Yeah, back with the Miles Sanders pick. Like he was one of the guys I was considering there anyway, so I'm not mad about it.
Yeah, no, it was fantastic value there. So I think that kind of started your little running back run, which makes sense. And so now you're in a spot where you really need to kind of fill out your roster with a tight end, probably hammer some more running backs and more wide receivers and maybe a second quarterback. And you're in a good shape. I love the speed in which these drafts go too, man.
I do like these a bit more than the super flex ones, honestly.
You know what? We've been doing so much super flex, I think, the last 2 years, and our home leagues are now super flex. At least my home leagues are now super flex. So it is refreshing to do the single quarterback because this is what we all started on. Anybody that's been playing fantasy now for 5, 10 plus years, we all started on this format. Derek even plays his home league. He was telling me, it's still non-PPR. It's still standard scoring. They don't even have not even PPR format. So that's always
we've changed our we've had a keeper league going for about 14 years now, and from when I was not even an adult yet, and now it's hey. We're still doing it. Same guys are in it, and we've kind of adapted the rules a bit to go with the times as PPR became a little more common, even in the Yahoo public leagues and stuff like that. We started with a quarter point. Now we've moved it up to a half. We'll see. I mean, I think half's a good fair play because it's between the guy that doesn't want PPR and the guy that does.
Did Isaiah McKenzie already go? No, he's still out there. I was curious to see if he's going to fall because he's absolutely destroying Crowder right now. And Crowder's current ADP is 158.5. McKenzie's 171. I'd rather have McKenzie than Crowder.
I agree. I'm not big on Crowder. I think that he's a guy that's had the opportunity to be the number one or even number two year after year, and that's just something that never worked out.
All right, so I'm on at pick 138, and so now we're getting to that range where I think it is. I do like Jahan Dotson here a lot as well. This KJ Osborne pick is really appetizing to me. Also, Nyheim Hines. Yeah, no, give it to me. I'm going Hines here, man.
Great pick, man. Great.
Yeah, I love his upside. What was his ADP too? His ADP is now at 139, so I got him right on point at value, and he's got a tremendous upside. Also, a very low fragility rating because he's not getting a tremendous rushing workload, and he's never had an injury. He's never had an injury in his NFL career. Hines now going into, I think, his 4th year. But he's super. He was a track star. He was a track star in college. Incredibly fast. Runs a 4.38, fourth round from 2018. So yeah, he's going into his fourth year at 5'8", 198.
And the team loves him, and he's a great fit for a Matt Ryan-led offense.
Yeah, and incredible receiver out of North Carolina State. And the team loves him. They have been talking so highly about him throughout camp. Even Frank Reich was saying he's a guy you want to have on your fantasy squad. I mean, they've gone as far as like Matt Ryan has talked highly about him. I've seen him hit him a few times with some pretty difficult targets. And we know how fragile guys like Paris Campbell have climbed. Like, is Paris Campbell still out there? Because his ADP has gone up like crazy. And so, like, Matt Ryan's another guy here I could draft late. Matt Ryan is his pick at his ADP at 158. I could absolutely come around and potentially nab Campbell and Matt Ryan and stack them.
This is like the part of the draft where you think that your watch list would last a bit longer, but it literally just got cut in half over the last couple picks. So now I'm froze up here. Let's see. Well, I was going to wait on this, but let's just go with it.
Matt Ryan, boom, sniped him. You had Pittman earlier, so that makes sense.
I was going to wait an extra round on him, but literally I had Freiermuth queued up, and I had Tyrion Davis queued up before that. So I was like, I'm watching my list vanish. I had to just get him now.
So I'm at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wide receivers, but with A-Rob and Diggs on the bye week 7, if this guy works out and he's healthy for the season, this could be. I mean, the thing is, like, I don't really have anybody that's a great ADP value here unless I'm like, whoops. I tried to change that order. I actually got Isaiah McKenzie. Okay, I'll take it. I have Diggs too, but I'll take the spike week production. There's potential I could use both of them. I don't have Josh Allen, but it's all good.
You know what though? Those low percentage owned players, those are the kind of guys that win leagues.
Yeah, Isaiah McKenzie is super fast twitch, man. Love me some Isaiah McKenzie. I think I actually bought a rookie ticket auto. I think I got one coming in the mail.
I want to actually, let's see. I want to queue up a guy that maybe I haven't drafted in any of my drafts just to see. Because you know what? Those are the league winners, man.
Those are the league winners. Speaking of leagues, guys, if you're just tuning in, this is a best ball draft. We're doing on underdogfantasy.com. Promo code QUEST, 100% instant deposit bonus. Get up to $100 free by putting in $100 instantly and draft a best ball league. Don't have to worry about setting the roster on a weekly basis. Automatically optimized. It's basically a paid mock draft with a chance to win some serious money at the end. This prize pool in this one, I think, is $200K to first place. So look at this, Steve.
I could use the money.
$200,000 first place, $100,000 a second, $60,000 third, $40,000 a fourth. I mean, all the way down top 10. You're at least making $5,000.
We'd have to I don't know, throw our own card show somewhere.
All right, this is interesting. See who's still out here. DJ. There's a lot of still very competent quarterbacks that I'd be okay with super late as a backup, as a QB2 for my squad. If I look at here on the full scale, Crowder is still out there. Dear God, just slid. Michael Carter is still out there. Hunter Henry. I might go Hunter Henry here. Kind of like this Hunter Henry spot.
That's a good value that late.
Yeah, touchdown upside, man. Touchdown upside. I mean, I think he had 9 touchdowns last year with Mac. Mac, he's got a really good chemistry with him. Yeah, 9 touchdowns last year with Mac, 603 receiving yards. I think we could actually see that go up because I think the Patriots just didn't really throw the ball much last year. And I mean, Hunter Henry was like one of his favorite targets in the red zone, man. Number 7 in red zone targets amongst tight ends. So I think we could actually see some more ascension out of Hunter Henry and even go up from there. What say you?
I've heard a lot of good things coming out of camp regarding Hunter Henry, and I mean, I think that I think they should probably deploy more 2 tight end sets like they used to back in the good old Aaron Hernandez days. They're not exactly packing at wide receiver, so he might end up being very, very touchdown dependent. But I mean, if he can get you, 1 a game or even near that clip, then he's a steal at the round you got him in.
Wow, so another massive riser due to the likely Tim Patrick ACL, but also the other news that came out that KJ Hamler is well ahead of his recovery timeline. KJ Hamler is now going where did Derek just say? Hamler in the 13th. Did I miss it here? I'm looking at my
13-12.
13-12. Why am I not seeing it? This is getting too late for my old eyes. Am I not zoom? Am I zoom? Oh, dude, I've been having a guy like totally killed from the draft board. I was only looking at the top 11, and there's the top 12.
I slept just a bit too long on Hayden Hurst there.
I want to get it right at the right. All right. Jonnu Smith will be a sneaky late play. Yeah. Yeah, he will. He's a beast. Jonnu Smith is just such a beast. Njoku's a nice, super late tight end play. Actually, I really like that Njoku play. Who'd you go there? Noah Fant on Seattle? I got to throw it to somebody, and he's an incredible athlete.
I mean, I'm thinking that they'll be down quite a bit and need to throw the ball, so that could be a sneaky play. Plus, they're talking great things about him in camp. I mean, he never really got the, he never lived up to the number 1 tight end hype in Denver. But, if Noah Fant was still around when Russ was there, I think it would have been a different story. But I just think out of sheer necessity, he'll be used as a pass catcher a lot more.
I went Mac Jones, got my second quarterback.
I agree, Derek.
Still a lot of talented, deep players here. There's your guy, Evan Ingram on Jacksonville. Still got your guys, Sammy Watkins, David Bell, AJ Green still out there.
Believe it or not, this is actually one of my favorite parts of the draft because there's just guys that, deep sleepers that I'm high on, even for for card investment purposes as well.
Yeah, there's Duvernay. There's Duvernay with a 202 ADP. Guys just still not being drafted. There's Brevin Jordan with a 206. A lot of value still left out there.
And these are the sneaky guys. These are the guys that have the big multipliers, right?
Mm-hmm. All right, let's pull back up this draft board. See what we got going here. Appreciate you guys hanging out with us late night here. Hope you're enjoying the draft here. Got some pretty experienced drafters in this puppy 3, including our man DBO 68, who's feeling good in the chat, and he just went and took Tyler Higbee, tight end from the Rams in round 15, which Tyler Higbee was consistent last year, man. He was on the field a ton, and that was like the thought process behind taking him. Like he had like a 90% snap share, even though he didn't get targeted a ton. He had like a pretty solid floor. I think I never had a week worse than like 5 or 6, something like that, or 8 points, something like it was always a solid floor, but it was never like a great, like I think I had like one game that was good from him last year, but he had a couple like, oops, I'm on the clock. I talked right through my pick. Hey, you know what? I'll take Paris Campbell. I probably sniped you because you have Matt Ryan and but the Paris Campbell's a great spike week pick.
That worked out for you. At least it wasn't a guy that you didn't want.
Yeah, I had him start up. And talked right through that pick, but I guess that's a good reason of having guys start up. So now I'm at
How many rounds is this, Andy?
18.
Okay.
So we're probably coming down here to the end. Yeah, 2 more rounds left.
Couple guys I like. There's a couple guys I like.
Got Duvernay late here. Love it. Another spike week, big spike week candidate. I love Paris Campbell late, spike week candidate. Look at Howdy going Romeo Doubs. Romeo Doubs having a big camp with the Packers. Rookie.
I wonder how many guys out there are, taking Rodgers and then pairing him up with, a handful of guys, because here's an interesting strat is there's not like a lot of demand for the Green Bay receivers. So if you were carefully targeting them, you could end up with the entire squad because there's not like an elite guy in that lineup.
Here goes Tyquan Thornton. DB went with McKissick. You went with McKissick over McKinnon. Did you go with? Yeah, he did. Interesting. What was the thought process there, Derek? Or are you just missing your head right now? This late in the draft. Because he went with Alexander Madison, Damian Harris, Chubb, McCaffrey. What was the McKissick corollary? Or was that just a dart throw late? Like McKissick, he does get the receiving work mostly in that Washington offense that brought him back. They like the receiving ability from McKissick. Gibson could come with injury. Obviously, Brian Robinson's a rookie, but there you go. Wentz. Is that his first? No, he got it right. He got Trey Lance in the 6th. So then he gets Wentz in the 17th. He's wincing over there. There you go. See, I knew there was a
Jones
method to his madness. There you go.
Andy.
DJ Crane 33 sniping Zay Jones.
We're going with the unorthodox pick.
Let's see it. Davis Mills. Is that your backup QB? Or no, that's your QB3.
Technically, I have 2 backup QBs.
Hey, spike week. Nice.
But I also didn't just do this randomly. I have Nico Collins as well.
Little skinny stack there. I like it. All right, AJ Green went. My pick. Let me see how many running backs I have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think at this point, let's throw a little flyer out there because I picked up old Mac Attack. I kind of like Brate too, but went with McKinnon. You know what? I'm fine with that. I kind of have plenty of wide receivers anyway. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 wide receivers. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 now running backs, 2 QBs, 2 tight ends. So I'll probably try and come back here if he's still out there with Kendrick Bourne. Another guy I'll add to my Mac Jones correlation stack. Who's some other guys you like? Obviously, we're probably fading James Washington. Obviously, John Mechie should go undrafted. What about your boy Pringle?
Yeah, I like him as a blocker. Not huge on him. I think he'll have like a, average receiver numbers. I don't think he's a difference maker, honestly. There's some people that are high on him. I think maybe just because he did some okay things with KC, but same KC, probably the opposite of KC, actually.
I hate to tell you this, Steve, but Trubisky's getting his ass kicked right now in camp by Mason Rudolph.
Is he?
He is, man.
I heard that Rudolph got relegated to third right now.
Yeah, he did, but now he's back up. It was started out as this is Trubisky's job to lose, and there wasn't going to be much volatility in that, but Trubisky has struggled apparently this week. And now that they got the pads on and they're running real scrimmages, and Rudolph has been lighting it up, man, lighting it up. So I don't know. I think Trubisky probably still starts, but you can see he's the news has definitely affected his ADP.
Interesting.
Yeah. I'm getting bored.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not too worried about it yet. I mean, what is it, like the first week of padded practices?
So I didn't have that many auto picks. I actually did pretty good tonight, Derek. I only had like 2 auto picks, and they were guys that I had queued up already. So
the ball bust.
Yeah. Love it. I love it. Wentz, JD,
I'd
and
love to
Dodson.
do like a I don't know, man. Do these exist? Like in a 25 or 30 rounder and just go deep, man. I'd love to see one of these happen.
Well, we could do one privately on Sleeper. We could set it up like we did earlier in the summer. This one's been fun though, man. I like it. And you got Brevin Jordan in the last round. Man, maybe you sniped old Derek here. Let's see what Derek's doing with his final pick.
Oh, who he's taken. It rhymes with Schlankowski.
Derek wants to do a 10-team 32-rounder.
Let's go. I'm in. Whoa.
Logan Thomas. He's going with a full
corrected.
Washington stack. He's liking that because they play San Fran and Cleveland last 2 weeks. Now with Cleveland, Sean Watson, he's liking, hoping shootouts. He's wanting Washington. Carson Wentz to push shootouts. Huh. Okay. I mean, hey,
you know what? It's a change in strategy. I'm intrigued by it.
There's a multiverse where that happens. I just don't know if it's going to be 2022.
I mean, maybe he doesn't roll both ankles simultaneously this year. Maybe he throws 40 touchdowns. Probably not, but maybe.
Check it out, Steve. I'm in a good spot, man. Look at my exposure right here. Showing all drafts, 24 teams, 62% Nico Collins, $71 on Nico Collins. Hopefully LaVisca Chenault could do something. I was drafting him a lot earlier in the summer.
I like the AJ Green though. I like that.
Yeah, I got a lot of AJ Green because he was so cheap. A lot of Breece Hall because he's been so cheap. A lot of Leonard Fournette because he's been so cheap. And Marlon Mack, I was drafting. Brian Robinson, cheap. Which now looks like maybe that those final stacks that Washington Saints all easy stacks to grab late. So yeah, I like those. Look at 33% Tim Patrick. Those rosters with Tim Patrick. That's the beauty about best ball, that he's going to be one of many wide receivers on the team, and he just won't
at least I got Hamler at 36%. That's not too bad. Yeah.
Schultz. I do have plenty of Schultz. I do have 29% Gronk. Oh yeah. Yeah. So let's hope that he comes back some point.
You know, I was pretty tempted to go with him with the last pick again. I thought for sure Derek was doing it this time, but he switched it up on me.
There you go. 25% Alexander Madison. Jamar Chase, 25% Travis Etienne, 25% George Pickens. Pickens looks like a beast. I can't wait to see Pickens. Pickens is going to be a baller in the NFL, and his cards are already hyped up, college cards. So hopefully the Pittsburgh Steelers kind of stink it up this year, and I can buy George Pickens in November because he is a really good athlete.
I got to say I'm guilty of drafting who I like. My top 3 players owned is David Montgomery, Joe Burrow, T. Higgins.
Nice.
Guys that I got in this draft as well.
Nice. Hey, I need to get more Juju exposure, more Treylon Burks exposure, but I'm loving this 16.7% on Juju. I'm loving that Juju Burks. There's my 16% on Higgins. I got some Tyreek Hill. I'm not going to lie. I think Tyreek Hill's got a very safe floor this year. I don't know if it's I don't know. Do you think Tyreek Hill's fantasy output is worth a second round pick? Like, because I mean, he pretty much goes second round. Let's see where he just went.
Yeah, I think you have to put him there still. You can make the argument that he's going to a lesser quarterback, but I mean, a lot of what he does with the ball is what he does with the ball, and he catches it in the mid to intermediate range and then goes the distance with it. So you just got to find him in space.
He's going at the end of the second. He's
going. It was tempting to take him there, honestly, but I'm just too high on T. Higgins.
But so look, yeah, I agree with you. No, I'm doing T. Higgins all day over Hill, but so Tyreek Hill's going at the end of the second, and then at the beginning of the fourth is Waddle. So somebody, I don't know, man. Somebody's gonna get burned there. I think they're the guy drafting Hill in the second, whereas Waddle's a much better value.
Yeah, no, I agree with that.
I think
honestly, I think that before that trade, I remember seeing Waddle going early third, late second on occasion, and I don't think that 2-round drop is merited by both of them being on the field. I think that it creates a lot more problems for a defense to have to guard both of those guys. You can't double team both of them.
Yeah, I agree with Derek here that Hill's definitely a best ball candidate, like a better in best ball. Whereas spending a second on him in a seasonal format where you have to make that decision every week to start him, man, it's gonna be brutal. I don't know. More of a spike week.
Is there any guys you're regretting from your selections tonight, or are you pretty happy with your starting lineup?
I'm really happy. I felt really confident about all my picks here. Maybe Jalen Hurts. Like, honestly, I think I could have pivoted here instead of getting Hurts. I could have gone A.J. Dillon or Drake London and gone down on another running back or wide receiver, and then waited on quarterback and gotten a Brady, because then I could have got Gage and then Brady, or I could have got Cousins. I could have got Stafford because I do have Allen Robinson. So I think if I would have done it over, I may have waited on a quarterback even later. But Jalen Hurts got QB1 upside with that rushing floor, and I just felt like I wanted to go ahead and take it. I'm really looking for the rushing upside. That floor is really nice, really appetizing from Hurts. So
I think you have to think about where he was last year in the top 2, top 3 before he got hurt, and then kept that spot even after being hurt for 2 weeks. And now you're talking about hypothetically he's a better passer. Maybe we don't know that he is yet, but he's worked on it. Plus he has a better elite receiver in his lineup. And then he's got a second year with Devonta Smith. I don't know. And this is a first full season at Goddard starting at tight end. So, I mean, there's a lot of good things going his way. I don't know what's not to like about having him as your starting quarterback. I mean, people could make the argument that for real football purposes, there's better guys. But I think for fantasy, that's a guy that you want.
Yeah. I didn't agree with Derek's Hardman pick either. But I didn't want to call him out in the live stream. I was being nice. I may have said something briefly about it, maybe just called him a gadget player. Well, that's kind of what he is now in that Kansas City offense. But he wanted to just pair somebody up with Judy because he was going with that Week 17 game stat correlation, and he missed out on Juju and Sky Moore. I'm guessing. Where'd Sky Moore go? Sky Moore went here at 89. So then he just grabbed Miko as a dart throw at 122. But yeah, like Spiller right there. Spiller's that's an awesome pick, I think. Spiller, because if anything happens to Eckler, Spiller is going to step into a 60-70% opportunity share. I just caught wind that Justin Jackson, he was signed by the Detroit Lions. Where did Justin Jackson go in this, Derek? Because I was under the impression Justin Jackson was going to return to the Chargers, but no, he's on the Lions now.
That's interesting.
Yeah, and Swift has a pretty high fragility rating. Like, Swift is pretty fragile. Justin Jackson was a lifesaver for me last year in he didn't even
that's a great pickup. That's a great pickup for them. I was not a fan of what's the guy's name that was the backup? Williams for Detroit.
Yeah, Jamal Williams.
He's an okay receiver, but I don't like him as a runner, and I think this gives them like a bona fide backup.
Yeah, Justin Jackson is a good runner, and we looked at it because I bought some of his rookie cards. I remember showing them to you last year. Like, dude, I got to have some Justin Jackson. He just bailed me out in the fantasy playoffs.
I remember that. Mm-hmm.
And now he goes to the Lions behind that awesome O-line guy with 4 or 5 wheels, very agile, 26 years old, so not quite hitting that age apex. Plus, he just hasn't had the carries. I mean, he's been like he hasn't been really used. I mean, 68 carries last year, 59 in 2020, 29 carries in 2019, and 50 carries in 2018. The guy's barely had 200 carries his entire NFL career, so he doesn't have hardly any mileage on his wheels.
You got it like that.
Yeah. Got it like that. Go back to college. Okay, yeah, he had a lot of rushing attempts at Northwestern. But he was incredibly productive. I mean, the guy was racking up 1,500 rushing yards every season at Northwestern. But he was getting about 300 carries, so I guess he did have 369. He had about 1,100 carries in college, but he's less than 200, so he's not quite crested over that. So I think there's some really good production left out of Justin Jackson. One thing happens to Swift, all of a sudden, boom, and Justin Jackson's got an 89th percentile receiving ability as well. So, and he went undrafted in this. Jared Goff doesn't run the ball at all. I mean, he's dump off king to his running backs. You know, that's why Swift had such a good stretch last year.
I just find so much intrigue in that team. I know a lot of people still aren't sold on the idea of the Lions, but you should be, because in case you haven't noticed, that line has been moving up, and a lot more people are buying in on the hype that is the Lions. And I'm not saying that they're Super Bowl bound, but that I was pretty high on them before this trade. I think that improves them quite a bit, honestly.
I picked up a Prism autograph, I think, of Justin. I think Justin Jackson got Prism. Let's see.
Derek has a good point. Justin Jackson has a head. Therefore is a likely fantasy stud for having such a body part.
Yes, required body part.
Good
Absolutely.
Field vision, I would assume, by having a head. Quest
confirmed. He has a head. And a brain. There's actually a brain inside that head.
That extra helpful. You can't have one without the other.
See what's online for Justin Jackson. There's an Illusions.
Oh, that's a nice card.
Yeah, dude, look how cheap that is. Rookie autograph out of $199, $5. That's pretty cool. So cheap, nothing but upside. There you go.
Tie-dye. Ooh, man.
Wow,
You said he
man.
was undrafted, right?
No, 7th round.
Oh,
Seventh round draft pick. He went undrafted in our fantasy draft. That's what he
Oh,
was
I
trying to
see
say.
what you mean.
Look at that, dude. That's cool, man. That's one of the coolest patches I've ever seen. Just to get your hands on a patch that cool. See if that's any from any game.
Is that
player worn?
That's a college uniform. Okay.
Yeah, this is college uniform, Northwestern. But
wow,
patch was just
an
really
Illinois
cool.
school. Not bad.
24 out of 49. It's just really cool patch there. Like, but I mean, yeah, there's some interesting options. There's the prism.
Yeah.
I got one of these. I can't remember if it was purple. It might have been, but yeah, it was pretty rare. It was so cheap too. I think mine was actually green, the one I got. But there's the prism. So you got some prisms, some select.
So I think that maybe a good secondary trait for the card that we might be looking for, perhaps a blue parallel.
That's the one I got.
There's got to be one with him going to the Lions. Now he doesn't have a lot of cards, so a blue would make it that much more scarce. If he does have
or silver. Silver prism would be
Sure.
great for Lions as well.
2018 Optic, I believe, did have a blue parallel. I don't know if.
Yeah, I don't think Homeboy got printed in Optic.
No, let's take a look real quick.
He didn't get printed in Optic.
No.
I'll tell you that right now. And Knucklehead Panini, without their head, missing their head when they didn't put a rookie card logo. Like, where was their brain when they did that? Where was their head? It's out on the yacht somewhere because the freaking designers forgot the rookie card logo on 2018 Prism.
Oof.
Oof.
I got something cool to show you.
Something cool to show me. All right.
Maybe more than one. Let's see here. I like rare cards. Hey,
Versace, check it out, man. Versace said JJ saved him in fantasy football last year. Dude, he saved me too. Isn't that awesome? Like, and that's the kind of stuff like that wants you to
Andy, you're gonna like this.
What you got?
And I knew that I seen this before. Where am I sending this here? Oh yeah, StreamYard. Here. Boom. Oh, if I only hit the right button. Here we go. Boom. That was a weak boom. There's a boom for you. There's one.
All right.
And two.
Oh, wow. He did find some Optic. Nice.
Just so you guys know what's out there, sharing a couple links here. Now, if you log in, these prices will be cheaper.
Nice. Versace. That's what's up, man. Yeah, he got me to the final game in which I lost, but he did get me to the finals. I ran into a buzzsaw, dude. My opponent had Jonathan Taylor, Aaron Rodgers. You remember? Steve remembers. He was in that league. Steve had a rough year.
I had some early injuries. We'll just leave it at that. Like C-Mac week 1, basically. Well, was it week 1 or week 2? I can't remember.
Yeah, when he did that high step.
Yeah, and he just kind of bit it after
Popped
that.
the hamstring.
So, what do you think between the first Optic that I sent you and this
hold
one?
on, you sent me more.
Yeah, just so people can get an idea. I think that one's super nice. It's a bit more pricey than the Optic. Maybe the Optic might be the better value just because of the price, but
I like that scope design.
Because you can actually get the Silver Prism Auto for about $7. So I don't know if I would go and get the blue scope for that.
Well, that's what it is, man, because they didn't put a rookie card logo. That's why these Silver Prism Autos 2018 are devalued. That's why I would honestly I would go with one of those other ones with the rookie card logo and the autograph from Select.
So look at the price on the most recent one I sent you. Aqua. It's another Optic. Look at the price.
Aquas. Yeah, that's cool.
And the lighter blue is a little bit more Detroit, I would say, maybe.
Yeah, he's a fun little sleeper
It's an
buy.
intriguing play. It's not
Yeah.
a huge card like that. Isn't a big entry point, but I mean, if
Yeah, but
if you were
Swift has really struggled to stay healthy, man.
I mean, if this guy becomes the bell cow, if Swift misses several games like he did last year, I mean that's a massive card all of a sudden. Not like $100 range, but like 15, 20, maybe.
Mm-hmm. I dig it, man.
I like it, man.
Cool.
Ooh, I don't know about that.
First year USFL or XFL QB autos for historical value. Oh man.
I think maybe there'd be a little more significance if the player was like a former NFL player, or you know what I'm saying, like or maybe like a guy that played in college that didn't make it to the NFL that at some point played in the NFL. Then his true rookie would be like an XFL card, right? You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But unless they're like low print, I don't know it's going to garner a lot of demand.
Yeah. Man, getting a lot of these bots tonight. That was hilarious earlier. Derek was having a whole like conversation with the bot.
Someone actually, it wasn't even a bot. I don't think. I think someone had like made a profile to lurk.
No way.
Well, it wasn't spamming. It was just I don't know. I could be wrong. That was the first time I've seen one of those weird things.
This bot won't even let me get rid of it.
There we go.
Oh, there it goes. No, okay. Well, one of them got blocked. One of them got put in timeout. Anyways, all right, guys. You guys are goats. Appreciate you sticking around. Derek, Versace, you guys are awesome. It was odd. I didn't think it was a bot either. Derek,
I don't think it was, honestly.
He cracks me up. He's about to go Google it after this live stream.
Forrest Gump ping pong RPA. That'd be dope.
That'd be dope. Yeah.
With a can of Dr. Pepper patch on it, piece of aluminum.
Hilarious, man. I had a blast tonight, Steve. I appreciate you hanging out with me all night. You too.
Heck yeah.
Derek, Versace, everybody else out there on the quest. We'll be back tomorrow. Enjoy the Hall of Fame game Thursday night. We'll see you guys soon. Peace.